Hey guys, Rachel CPR here. Today I wanted to do a video. I had a couple of requests for the reasoning behind me starting to homeschool and as well as how I chose my curriculum when I decided to. And I get that question all the time on YouTube as well as in my personal life. And so I'm going to make a video as short as possible so that it's not a 3-hour video. So when we decided to start homeschooling, my husband and I were only going to homeschool our oldest son because he had a pretty rough year in school and we didn't want him to continue in the direction that he was going in because there was just so much. And you know, children are children, but it just seems like there were some new faces introduced because you know when you're in the same school from the time that you're very young, you just go up with the same children every year, you stay with the same children. But there were some new faces introduced and it brought out a different atmosphere in the group of children that he was moving forward with, and it was an atmosphere that was not a healthy atmosphere for him. And so we decided that we were going to take him out of it. He wanted to come out of it, and so we decided to take him out of it. We do have the blessing of having this opportunity to be able to homeschool him now, so we decided that we were going to go with it. And this was after a lot of prayer because it was a big choice and it changes your home life so much when you homeschool. Not for the bad. It's definitely a good thing, but it's major changes. And in the time that we were planning on homeschooling our son, my daughter decided that she wanted to be homeschooled as well, and of course we wouldn't tell her no. And originally, from the beginning, when I had my first baby, I did not want to send my children to school. My daughter decided that she wanted to go to school, and so we decided to just let her go. But now that they're here, they're going back to the children that we knew. We don't have to spend so much time deprogramming them from all of the different things that they come in contact with during the course of their day. And that is one of the bigger things that I love about homeschooling. There was just so much that they were being exposed to on a daily basis, and you literally just have to try to keep their innocence intact, but at the same time, educate them enough for them to understand and know different things so that they are not just out there without any defenses for themselves while they're on their own. So that was pretty much what it was as far as deciding to homeschool. I don't think that public school is terrible. I simply think that what my son was going through was just unacceptable for what we wanted for him. And so we decided to make a change. Originally, we had only planned on doing a couple of years, just giving him a break for a couple of years until he got a little bit older and he had developed more of his personality the way he wanted to develop it and the way we wanted him to guide him into. But and that leads to the second part of my question that I get asked a lot is how I chose my curriculum. And with the curriculum, we decided to stick with what they were doing in school so that if they took 2 years off from school, they would be able to go right back into school and not feel out of place and not know what everyone else was doing. And so that's the way we did things. And it was very difficult because when it comes to textbooks and workbooks for a school system, you can't buy them individually. You have to buy them in bulk. And of course, I don't want a thousand of the same textbooks, but at the same time, I wanted the very same textbooks. And so I had to literally search online for all of the textbooks that I needed, and I was able to find them. And it has worked out for me to keep up with what they're doing. And so far, they're all saying that they want to stay at home for school, which I'm really happy about. But in the event that they decide to change their mind, I do want them to be able to go back in and go right into what they were doing. And we are doing Common Core for all of the major subjects or the core subjects. So, like reading, language arts, and math, it's all the same things that they were doing when they were in public school. But then with everything else, we kind of just decided to get a printout of all of the classes that they should be taking at grade level. And we just decided to search for the things that we wanted individually. And I can do a more in-depth video on that later on, but that's like a whole nother topic as far as curriculum pieces for individual classes. So again, this is a brief overview of why we decided to homeschool. If you are considering homeschooling and you have that nervous feeling in your stomach that I know all too well, it is a major change. It is a major change for your family, your home life, your children. but in the end, you end up so much closer. You end up with the children end up with so much more security. Well, my children do anyway. They feel, it seems as if they're going back to that secure feeling that they had before, where they weren't always second guessing themselves because someone was telling them that everything that they did was wrong. And my son is not a squeaky wheel, so he kind of would get pushed to the side in his class, and I couldn't take that. I couldn't take that. He's a very good, very smart kid. He is my little scientist, and it's something that I couldn't take. And I know my husband, my sisters, my close friends, they all tell me I can be a mama bear. And yes, mama bear came out when I realized it was just not something working out for me, and I couldn't stand by and let it happen. So that is the basis for us homeschooling, and it was a blessing that we were able to pray and get answers to our prayer to know that this was the right avenue for our family to go in. And I'm really happy about it. It is a lot because you are taking on another job altogether. And but when you think about it, it's the job that you have been doing from the beginning, teaching your children. You're just teaching them a little bit more now. So if you are nervous and you're considering homeschooling, don't feel that you have to commit to life through college. You can decide, I'm going to give my children a break for a year or 2 years, 3 years. It doesn't matter. You can just do that. Just make sure that you are keeping up with whatever the schooling systems have around you, and they can just go right back in, and you don't have to commit forever. It can be just for a couple of years to give them a break, or to give you time to get to know your child if you're having trouble time with your child. So I hope this was helpful, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye.